Are you sick of living in the shadow with someone else? Need some help learning to love yourself and tap into your unique strengths, or embrace your leadership potential so you can thrive in your life. This is Empower with Nancy. Let's start the show. Oh.
Are you feeling overwhelmed? I want to talk to you about something I think we all deal with, that constant feeling of not having enough time. If you're not in your head right now, you're definitely not alone. I mean, seriously, how often do you find yourself saying, there's just not enough hours in the day? If you're like most people, probably a lot of people, well, we always are constantly saying, we're so busy, we don't have enough time to do this or that. I totally get it. But between work, family, trying to stay healthy, going to the gym, taking the kids to sports, trying to have me time, if some of you are going to college or own your own business, you just don't have the time. So maybe it's squeezing in a hobby or two. It can really feel like you're racing against the clock all the time, every single day. So let's really dive into this a little bit deeper and some of the things I'm going to share with you that works for me. So why does it feel like we never have enough time? Think about a part of a problem that we're really juggling with most days and each and every day. We've got work emails popping up all hours of the day, kids scheduling to keep up, and even more social lives have moved online, which means we're always on and can't put the phone down. And then there's the guilt. Oh, yes, the definitely guilt, where we feel guilty all the time because we're on our phone and we're not spending enough time on the things that we need to do. We feel bad if we don't exercise. We feel bad if we don't spend enough time with family. And we even feel guilty when we just need a break and want to watch TV. And it is okay to watch TV. Maybe it's your favorite Netflix show. Take time for you and your family. It's totally exhausting, right? And let's talk about those to-do lists, right? Who else has never-ended list of the things that we need to do? I know I always have a to-do list each and every day, but I do stay very married to the list that I create for the day. But I do have a list of things that I need to do, and that list could be 10, 15, 20 lists long. And how is it funny that every time I come across one thing and I cross off one thing and another thing pops up, and I crossed off another thing and another thing pops off? So it's like playing catch up on your day each and every day. But here's the thing, maybe it's not just about having more time, because let's be real, we're never going to have 30 hours in a day. And even if we did, we'd probably just fill them up with more stuff. What if it's more about how we're spending the time we do have, like the time that we have now? How about taking care of ourselves and self development and do things that make up happy and fills up our glass with empowerment, confidence, and fulfillment? I've started asking myself, what really matters? I mean, what actually is important to me? Not what I think I should be doing or what other people expect me to do, but what makes me feel happy and fulfilled. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel empowered and fulfilled? Because when we get caught up in trying to do everything, we often end up not really enjoying anything. And here's a little exercise I'd love for you to do. And I know that it has helped me. The next time you're feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list, take a moment to step back and really look at it. I want you to ask yourself, what's actually essential here? What's going to move the needle in my life? You might find these are things on your list that really don't need to be on your list at all. I've also been working on setting better boundaries. Boundaries is another thing, especially with my own time. It's so easy to say yes to everything because we don't want to disappoint anyone. But every time we say yes to one thing, we're saying no to something else. It's okay to prioritize your time and to protect your time for the things that matter most to you. And it is okay to say no. Now, I know it's not always that simple. There are commitments we can't just drop, responsibilities that we cannot ignore. That's a given. But maybe, just maybe, we can start to create a little more space by being a bit more intentional about how we use our time. And being intentional about how we use our time is what we don't think about. So here's my challenge to you. Let's try to be a little bit more kinder to ourselves about our time. Let's stop beating ourselves up for not getting everything done. Let's focus on what truly matters and what makes us happy. And let's remember that it's okay to take a break. I know for me, I do not take enough breaks. I am a workaholic and I'm constantly going. And sometimes it's those late nights that I have this just urge of energy, that I have great ideas that come to mind and I have to go in my office and I start working because I don't want to lose that thought. I don't want to lose that momentum. I don't want to lose that energy. That is okay, just as long as you're not doing it every single day. So here's what I want you to do. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and open up maybe your note on your phone if that's easier. A lot of us like to get our phone and write messages and notes on our phone. Now let's make a list of everything that's on your mind. All the tasks, the responsibilities, and even those little things that have been nagging at you. Just get it all out, no matter how big or small. And I want you to take a deep breath. Now look at your list and ask yourself these three questions. Number one, what is truly essential? Which tasks are absolutely necessary and cannot be ignored? These are things that have to get done no matter what. Number two, what can be delegated? Are there things on your list that someone else could do? Could it be asking a family member to help with chores like your kids, delegating tasks at work, or hiring someone for just maybe a one time project? Don't be afraid to ask for help. And number three, what can wait or be removed altogether? Because sometimes we write a bunch of stuff, whatever's on our mind, and we look at it and it's like, that's really not necessary. This is the tough part, but also the most freeing part of your list. Look at the things that aren't urgent or important to you. It sometimes can be maybe you want to postpone it or just completely take it off your list. That is okay. Don't feel bad about it. Sometimes we hold on to tasks out of habit and guilt or a sense of obligation that isn't really serving us. So, once you've gone through your list with these questions in mind, you should have a much clearer picture of what actually needs and that needs time and attention. And hopefully, it will help you prioritize and feel like less overwhelmed. I know it's easier said than done, but I promise you, try this list. When you write things out and it's visual and you see it, that is when you just have this click into your mind that what you need and what you don't need to do. And when you see it on a visual piece of paper, or maybe, like I said earlier, on your phone, just take the time and then just cross off and prioritize what's important to you. Remember, this exercise isn't about finding more time, it's about making the most of your time. So give it a try and see how it feels. You might be surprised on how much lighter and more focused you feel afterward. Like I told you earlier, I make a list and I make sure that I focus on that list and get done what I need to get done. Because if you have that list in front of you guys and you don't do anything about it, you're really going to feel that overwhelm, that anxiety. You don't feel accomplished that day. So thanks again for tuning in. And remember, I'm right here with you on this journey. This is what my podcast is about. This is what I do, life and business coach. And I'm here to help every single one of you. We're all in this together, figuring out one day at a time. And remember, you control the will, and that you can have and do anything you want if you put your mind to it and you believe. With gratitude, Nancy.
Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a rating and review, and share it with a friend. To connect with me and get all the behind the scenes content, you can follow me on Instagram at EmpowerWithNancy and visit my website, empowerwithnancy.com, to learn more about how coaching with me can significantly enhance your life and business. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. See you next time.